All right, so before we get a good look on the outside, this grill's dirty. So we're gonna take it down to Lexus towards Atlanta and let them clean it up for us.
When did you get back from Beijing? I gotta know. Ooh, Molly, are you stuck in?
Mesh grill, and I just think it's just great. So you have this big gaping front grill, fog lights, see the iconic Lexus daytime running lights. The F Sport also comes with these beautiful two-tone aluminum forged 17-inch wheels, and of course you have the F Sport badging. The car is complemented with a very nice sensor. It's to keep the key in your pocket, so you could simply lock and unlock the vehicle. Locking by touching here, of course, it won't do while the car is running. And then there's a sensor inside the door handle, so when you approach the car, it'll actually unlock the vehicle. And you see the beeping there because the car is running without the key being in the car. So it is kind of nice for you ladies or guys who want to keep the key in your pocket or bags. You actually don't need it to unlock, lock the car, start the car, or anything with it being pushed to start. They are not offset or staggered wheels, so they can be rotated. It is 215 R17s all the way around, 45 R17s all the way around. These come with the Michelin, which is pretty traditional to Lexus. You have the F Sport badging there, and then also the F Sport rear bumper. So it looks pretty similar to the traditional bumper that would come on the CT, except for it's extenuated with the kind of the body lines here towards the bottom. The traditional CT doesn't have that. It's more of a plain bumper. And then with this being the hatch, a traditional CT would have a traditional spoiler, kind of lips off the back here. This one sticks out a little bit further, a little bit more edginess, and then also has the venting there. So there you have it. I think it's a great car. This is in a obsidian black. The newer car comes in a different black. They call it caviar or charcoal. Both are real Lexus colors. I just don't know which one they put on this one. They both look the same. I just think have different names for the different models. And you see here also the kind of the goldish metallic lip kit on there. That is also standard on the F Sport. High intensity bulbs. Just an absolutely stunning car in my opinion. Definitely worth the money if you're looking for a hatch that's really reasonable on gas. Or of course if you're looking for something in the hybrid lineup that doesn't look like a Prius, this is definitely a great way to go. And you can change what you're viewing, so you see they're averaging 40.3 miles per gallon. That's after sitting dormant for a little while with the AC on. That's the average since we've had the car. The before average was just today. You see how long I've driven so far, time in the car, average speed. You could change your various settings. and that's it. And on the left hand side, again, pairing with the cluster on the right, it shows you what mode the motor's in. So you see right now we're in normal mode. On the left you see EV, so that means I'm running optimally on just battery at the moment. You can see the line there is between eco and charge. It'll change as you're driving. You'll notice to go into the power band when you are accelerating and using gas. I'll show you the different modes here. So when you are in eco mode, I think it's hard to tell because it's a bright day, but above the miles per gallon or the center gauge, that backlight turns a very light blue. It's an ambient blue. You push down to go into normal mode, the blue goes away, and you would turn it right to go into sport mode. You can see there it turns ambient red. And then you see the cluster on the left changes to your RPMs, because essentially you won't be using the EV or the CVT motor whatsoever. It still charges the battery upon braking, but in terms of actually running the vehicle, it doesn't use it, I don't think, whatsoever. We're going to back up here. So what we've got, this is your very nice leather wrapped steering wheel. This is how you control the display I was showing you a moment ago. Your different radio modes, channel up, channel down, volume control, answer and ending calls, and voice prompting, which is actually very, very cool. Your typical buttons are on the left hand side here: gas, hood, your windows, locking, etc., adjusting the mirrors. And then going to your center console here, you have your USB ports, auxiliary, you have DC power in this nice compartment. It looks very clean, nice touches, accented silver. Everything is the new Lux leather, very appealing to look at. You definitely know you're in a luxury vehicle. Very simple setup here. If you've seen any of the other Lexuses, can look very complicated because of where they put the buttons and how they lay them out. Especially if there's a display here, the buttons are kind of staggered underneath. In this car, very clean, looks very good. Lets you know here, very small display, and what's going on. You can tell that normally a phone is Bluetooth connected for media and phone calls. EV mode, a lot of people don't know about this mode here. So what EV mode does is, as long as your battery is charged at 75% or more, which I'm at, I could select EV mode and I will run only on battery. Now this will only actually last for about 15 minutes if we were non-stop, and it does not allow you to exceed, I believe it's 20 miles per hour, but if it's not 20, it's not a very fast speed. The idea is going through a parking lot, or if you're in a shopping plaza, you won't be using any of your gas at all. So your AC, everything just running straight off your electric motor. And this will automatically turn off if you exceed a specific speed, whatever that is dictated. Again, I want to say it's 20 miles per hour. Or when the battery starts to run low, EV mode will kick back off and go back into the traditional CVT, and it'll use the motor to recharge the battery. And it tells you on the gauge here, you're in EV mode, as well as the charge life. You can also see your battery. It's already starting to drop, I've noticed, but you'll see that needle start to go down, and it'll let you know it needs to recharge. So it'll beep at you and let you know to go back into a traditional driving mode, or eventually it'll kick on by itself. Also, we have here my smoothie, but also a little compartment. No USB ports or anything there, just a coin holder, also wrapped in new Lux. thank you for tuning in this beautiful Georgia Monday morning. Really, conditions couldn't be any better. And today we're in a 2015 Lexus CT 200 F Sport. If you're looking to get into a CT model, or a hybrid for that matter, and this might be something you are considering, this will be your last chance because they are discontinuing the vehicle in 2017. Now, from what I know of the brand, usually when they discontinue a model, they plan on relaunching another model that will replace it. However, I don't know that to be the case. I did watch the this year's auto show where they unveiled the LC 500. Not unveiled it, but you know, they had it there as the new lineup, as well as a hybrid LS model, which is sort of their flagship vehicle. But I do not recall seeing, and actually I'm pretty sure they don't have a hybrid, an all-hybrid vehicle that will be replacing a CT, not as of yet. So we have to keep our eyes open for that. This is a 2015, as I mentioned before, and it's essentially the same model. The 2017, you know, has the pop-up display. It's a permanent mounted dash display, very similar to like the RX and some of the other models they have coming out. This, however, does not have that infotainment system, if you will. The F Sport does come relatively loaded, and I'll give you sort of an overview of what that looks like. But from the interior and driving perspective, I've been driving all morning, and I'm actually trying to get to Lexus right now. The vehicle is everything you would expect from Lexus, or a luxury vehicle for that matter. The ride is just very smooth, very comfortable, although it may look like I'm very uncomfortable right now. I did recently suffer a back injury from an auto accident, but I'll tell you that I know the vehicle to be comfortable because being in and out of other vehicles the last week or so, I can tell you that this is comfortable, all things considered. So the ride is very quiet. You know, Lexus prides themselves on putting that dampening material and just being an elegant ride, and it is exactly that. The F Sport, you know, might give you the illusion that this is a sports car. The F Sport is a, you know, sport look. What you do get, as you probably have seen already, is the sportier front grille, and some of the other sportier options, a spoiler. In terms of interior, you do get, let's exit out of here. In terms of interior, you do get this F Sport wheel, very beautiful leather wrapped wheel. The F Sport seats, which are not too different from the traditional seats that you would get. You know, you have a little bit more bolster here, which is kind of nice. It gives you that sport feel. The seats are Nulux. Now you do get the option with Nulux and leather. Now the F Sport, they're very picky on the interior colors that you get. With the CT specifically, the interior color options are gray and black. You don't get some of those Lexus interior colors that you would expect in the other models. For example, the saddle interior, which is that dark brown or peanut butter brown almost. You also don't get parchment and etc. They do that because they want to maintain that F Sport feel. All their cars are identical in that way, except for in some of their vehicles you actually get the Roja red, just not available in the CT model, because after all, this is just a hybrid. The fuel economy, we've been driving this car a little bit over a week now, and the fuel economy we're getting right now is a true 41 miles per gallon. I think we've gotten it up to about 41 and a half, and then, you know, depending on traffic, you know, down to 39 and a half, etc. So right now I'm averaging about 41.4 coming right off the highway. So it is a true 41 miles per gallon, which is incredible, because I could tell you, being in other hybrid models, I've driven the Honda CRZ, very similar, very sporty hybrid model, and I think that was, when that came out, was the pinnacle of hybrids in terms of just being a well-rounded car, in my opinion only. So as I'm weaving in and out of traffic or going through these neighborhoods, just a very nimble car. So the car just drives and handles great. Like I said, the road noise is nice. I mean, it's a really nice mesh of just an everyday driver, but also a luxury vehicle. You really can't help but to love this car. Like I said, it screams everything luxury. You know, everything on the inside is just really appealing. You know, they offer that F-Sport look, which again kind of offers just little touches here and there. You know, the silver breaking up some of the black. As you may have seen in the dash, it has sort of that, it's not carbon fiber, of course, but it has that kind of weave silver look above the, what's this thing called? Your glove compartment. You know, everything is just, it's leather wrap or Nulux wrapped. So just from a driver's perspective, the car is just very, very appealing. So you have the comfort, you have the ride noise, you have the fuel economy, you have the look and feel of the vehicle. The car is just very well rounded and actually took me by surprise. I've driven the CT a couple of times before today, and it's kind of like because I'm coming out of other sports cars immediately into this car, and you sort of have that expectation in your mind, so it's really hard to compare. But you know, I'm driving around all day today, and on my way to Lexus and actually a spine appointment. And it just really gave me an opportunity to kind of clear my mind, the only car I've driven today, and give it a fair evaluation. So, you know, I would say, you know, pre-owned, these cars run, if you decide to opt for the F-Sport model, or let's just say a fully loaded model without the F-Sport package, low mileage, you're going to anticipate spending low 20s, and that's from a Lexus dealership, which is what I highly recommend. Not only do they stand behind their product, meaning that before they resell it, they put it through a 161-point inspection. And I know a lot of dealerships say that they do that. However, I know Lexus is very serious about that. They have to stand behind their brand, and it is their vehicle, so there's a representation there. So they really do put it through some scrutiny, and they fix anything that needs wrong before reselling the vehicle. So there's no stipulation of, well, we did the inspection, however, it's going to need new tires that you might see from like a traditional used car lot, or sometimes even worse. I don't have to tell you the horror stories. Also, depending on the year, if it's not too old and it's under a certain mileage, they oftentimes put the Lexus certification on the vehicle. So they give you an additional 4-year warranty, unlimited mileage, and a lot of perks that come with it. So I'm not a spokesman for Lexus. However, I do say that the price point that I quoted you is going to be based on buying a vehicle from Lexus. And again, this is on a 2015. I've seen the 2014, that was a couple 2014s that were on the market. Even some 2016 base models, and even seeing what it would cost to purchase a 2017 without the options, and you can still expect to be in the $20,000 mark, low to mid 20s, of course pending options. Now that's going to go down drastically, I'm sure, if you buy from a non-Lexus dealership, and then also up from there as some of the newer CT models offer navigation and such. So the F-Sport traditionally only comes one way. The CT models, because of how small it is, didn't traditionally have blind spot monitoring or parking sensors. The vehicle's very small, you're very aware of what's going on around you. However, the 2017s do offer those features. So, you know, again, depending on what you're looking for, you're going to get there. Beyond that, I think they start at around 37, you know, based on those types of options. This MSRP brand new was $35,000, a hair over $35,000. And again, you could pick this particular vehicle up with a mileage that's had mid 20,000 miles for low 20,000s from a Lexus dealer. So for me, that's a bargain, considering the gas savings and the vehicle and quality that you're getting. Not to mention, it is a Toyota product, so the reliability is there. This car really is fun to drive. I think it's 142 horsepower, 145. I don't know, I'm not a professional reviewer. I don't have the stats in front of me. I know it's right around there, the 140, mid 140 mark. And truly, you really don't feel it. I mean, it is a hybrid, so it's not like an electric vehicle where you have that instant torque. So if you're looking for performance out of this car, I mean, you're just not going to get it in any hybrid, let alone this car. So it's not very peppy, but it is very fun to drive. You can change it into sport mode, which essentially almost mitigates the battery altogether. You see in the dash, you have this You have this graph that shows you what you're running off of, what's charging what, etc. And that is really where you start to feel some of the fun in the car. But obviously you're not buying this car for those reasons. Alright, so there you have it, guys. This is the take on the Lexus CT 200h F Sport. If you liked it, please leave comments below. If there's anything else that you wanted to see, any questions you might have that I didn't get to cover, feel free to throw those in the comments below. And as always, appreciate you guys watching. Until next time.